and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Soundtrack TV. With the best in time. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Veronica the boss for Soundtrack TV. She here to give you the best.
Hello?
I'm here. Yeah, you are live. For your computer camera is not on. Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? You are hello? You are live. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm not seeing my video. I'm not seeing my video on.
It's not me. It's your camera.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I'm not seeing my video on.
It's a computer camera.
Is there anything I need to do?
It's not from my end. It's from your end. It's the computer
Okay,
camera.
can you just play the theme song? Let me readjust it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Soundtrack TV.
I love
Soundtrack TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Soundtrack TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Veronica the boss for Soundtrack TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen everybody to Soundtrack TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Soundtrack TV. With the best in time. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Veronica the boss for Soundtrack TV. She here to give you the best. Ladies and gentlemen, it is.
We're making some technical adjustment, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned.
Time for the Soundtrack TV.
I love
Soundtrack TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Soundtrack TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Veronica the boss for Soundtrack TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen everybody to Soundtrack TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Soundtrack TV. With the best in time. Turn up to Soundtrack TV. Turn up to for Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best.
All right, guys. So we want to welcome you back to Samdra TV Inside Liberia. Unfortunately, our host for Inside Liberia is going through a technical situation right now. So we are trying to see how best we can get her online. But yeah, today we'll be discussing issues that are in Liberia that are I wouldn't say affecting the country, but in some ways, means or form, we'll be having a conversation that will be surrounding the land dispute. As well as the Guinean flag that was posted in some part of Foya, that the brave Liberians went there and then they was able to bring down the flag. We'll also be having all of those discussions on our Inside Liberia topic. So we ask you to stay engaged with us, stay with us. We will bring you the political aspect of the show. We are here every Wednesday to bring you this aspect of the show. So if you are watching us now, we ask you to please like, share, and comment your thoughts on Liberia current situation, while we get our host back on the show. So if we look at the issues that are happening in Liberia now, everything now is being shifted on the government. We have Guinean soldiers that came and took over land in Liberia. Now is the president's fault. But some of the good things the president have done is he instructed his vice president, Vice President Kuhn, to uh, he set up a committee led by Vice President Kuhn to address the commercial issues that are happening in Liberia, right? To bring down the fueling of all of those prices that were taxed on commodities in Liberia. And knowing Vice President Kuhn to be a businessman, we know that he will engage. We know that he will contact, and that he will find a solution to all of those high prices in Liberia. Well, the story of the yellow machines, we don't know when it's going to be handed over to the county superintendent, but we know for a fact that people are excited. People are building anticipation to know when those little machines will start to work. So we just hope and pray that it will be used for its intended purpose. So if you're watching Inside Liberia, is when we discuss our political aspect of the country. So we'll take a 1 minute break, and I'll be right back as we try to bring our host online. So stay with us. By 1 minute, I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I love to do
Central TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Listen.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, good evening. Good evening, Leo in studio. Good evening to our many followers and listeners. This is Samdra TV, and our program tonight is Inside Liberia. Inside Liberia is our regular Wednesday night show, comes on 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and we discuss varieties of issues, and those are very important issues that has to do with our one country, Liberia, and our one world. Tonight on Inside Liberia, we will be giving you a gist of what's happening or what's been happening today, as it is considered Memorial Day in Liberia, where people go out every second Wednesday in March of every year, that Liberians go out to memorialize their loved ones and friends who have gone to the great beyond. And today was a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day here in Liberia, where thousands of cemeteries around the country were locked down with friends and relatives trying to give their dead persons a face, a dead person's grave a facelift, and at the same time preparing uh, uh, themselves to face the issue or the fact that people have died, yes, and all of us one way or the other have faced this kind of trial, tribulation. This bereavement is not a one man's thing. We are all victims of a great loss. Even me, I lost my dad, I lost my mom, I lost my brother, and of course, several other relatives and good friends who have gone. So we want to extend our deepest sympathy here to all of us who are mourning, who had to consider going to cemeteries today to take care of our loved ones' graves and giving it a better face until we can meet or until we can visit them again next year, March. But it was wonderful. It was a time of reflection. Like for me today, I had a lot of time of reflection about my brother, uh, my mom, my dad, and I show other persons had the same thing going on in their lives around the country. It was really a busy day in Liberia, and trust me, we look forward to seeing that our prayers against untimely death will be answered. So please, you can join us in studio. Our guest, Tokbatano. Tokbatano is a Liberian journalist. Just by clicking the link, and it will bring you straight to Samdra TV studio. Just click on the link, it will bring you to Samdra TV studio, where we will be. We are already seated. We'll be discussing a very important issue tonight. It's about our security, our safety as a country. So just join the link, Mr. Tano. You can just click on the link, and you will be right here in studio with me. Okay. All right. Okay. So uh, there is also a very major issue that we have to discuss. Liberia is all we have. This is where we are, and this is the only country we have. Our security matters. Liberians are brave people. Liberians, we are brave people. Liberians know how to stand up for the truth. We know how to handle issues, but sometimes we take the risks for our people to survive. And taking the risks for our people to survive, it leads to a lot of things. It leads to a lot of things. That's how we need to take it easy also. Why we are a country that believe in democracy, diplomatic exchange. We believe that the Manariwan Union does protect us along with ECOWAS. We should also believe in ourselves. We should believe in ourselves. The current situation around the border point in Foya to Guinea is very serious. It's nothing to joke about. There are too many things that are happening. The security apparatus need to work. The government need to stand up for something. We need to stand up for something. I appreciate the citizens of Louva County. I appreciate the young people of Louva County for standing up to protect the land. But that was a risk. That was a risk. For more than a month, we have been reporting security issues in this country. I don't know what the government has been waiting for, but for more than a month, radio stations, online platforms, newspapers, community radio, citizen journalism, everywhere, bloggers, we've been reporting security issues in this country that we think our people should take seriously. I think they've been joking. I think the government have been joking. I don't know what diplomacy or what other means they are using, but there are a lot of things that have been happening. We have spoken on the illegal entry of Burkinabes from River G, Grand Chile, Pastor Nima. We have spoken on those issues. Immigration went there. Security went there. They came back. I remember there was a fight. We were in Zwedru when that fight took place and somebody died. Securities went there. We lifted a story. Featured women journalists lifted a story about the Burkina Faso and Liberia's fight from Nima to Zwedru. We talk about their illegal mining. There are issues that have been lifted. Recently, there was a town in Bon County where the chiefs and elders caught a group of unknown men wrapped in Islamic clothes. They talk about the issue. They called journalists, people went there, even citizen journalists went there. The issues were spoken about. It became a whole Liberian concern. We didn't hear anything from the security. There was no press release. I know security issues are not public issues. I don't know how far it went. There were complaints that there are unidentified men in Gardnersville, Daybreak Muff open area, wearing the kind of wrap, the Islamic wrap clothes. Someone even was brave enough and went into the community, stood outside, and was able to give a glimpse of the fence, inside the fence. We did not hear any response from the government. No response. I'm still thinking whether the government have sent securities to check in that place. We're still looking forward to hearing something from the government regarding that. Today, it has reached a border point that's country to country. Few days ago, Leon in studio, please allow our guests into the studio. Few days ago, my media colleague and radio manager of the Radio Ketoma in Ponchaman, Lofa County, the capital city of Lofa County. Good evening to Patano and welcome to Samtra TV. You are live in our studio tonight. You can go ahead and say a little bit more about yourself and greet our audience. Before we go into details, I was just giving you tips about the security issues and those things, those sounds that have been coming out before leading to where we are today in Lofa County. So you are welcome.
Thank you so very kindly. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it so much. And I think you said it all, by the way. Just a double award winning journalist, also an integrity of Liberia. Yes. So I'm glad to join the team. Thanks so very kindly.
Thank you, Tukwa. You're welcome. We are excited having you here on Samja TV. For your information, Tanu is Mandela Fellow, Washington Fellow. He has traveled to the US and has done a lot of productions and has done a whole lot when it comes to rural journalism in different various aspects from from climate change to environmental health and all of you know what it takes to be in a rural community and at the same time doing your best in media work. So tell me you are welcome. You can you just give us a background? I was just saying that in Liberia we've been going through, and recently there have been signs of this very alarming situation currently in your county, in Lofa County, in Foya, for that matter. Because I was just telling the audience that well, we have had the Burkina Faso illegal entry into Liberia through a refugee, refugee Grand Chile and part of Nima County where they are doing illegal farming, money, and that was the first time we heard a lot of things happening on that side of the country. I remember one time when Fija went there was a fight, and one person died, and very serious immigration had to go there to go uh, people news and try to get those things. I was also telling them about the entry of new men in a town in Bump County. I know you saw that. You heard that complaint from the town chief and elders in that particular town. They had arrested over 12 persons who were illegally entering the town wearing that kind of Islamic robe around their neck and stuff like that. It raised alarm to them. And I also mentioned recently that group of men were found in a Cardinalsville Taper Muff open community in a big fence. And I don't know what the security has done about that. And then this Fulani national security that they also established without the government consent, and it's been alarming in recently. And today here we are in Lofa County, where the Guinea soldiers had to cross the river. I know you know the river name, and you will mention and give a little background of how everything started. So that's where we are. You're welcome to join the conversation, and we look forward to ask you what's really going on in Lofa County.
Well, thank you. Like I said initially, I appreciate the invite so much. The information from Lofa, I can confirm to you that uh, that area is still tense for the fact that on yesterday, like you made mention, you had this few number of Guinean soldiers who were armed came to that port of entry. That's the Soroba port of entry, and then they cross the river, which is the Makona River, and hosted their flag on the Liberian side of the border. But here is it. Over the years, Guineans have long been claiming ownership of, in fact, the entire Makona River. According to them, they own the river. And so, if you have a Liberian, for instance, wanting to mine sand on that river or do any other thing, you will have to get permission from them. So they moved in, yes, yesterday, and hosted their flag as you saw in the video, and that agitated the youth, the young guys in the area. They said, no, we cannot accept this because as far as we are concerned, this Makona River forms the boundary between the two of us. So there is no way you will say, hey, you have a parcel of land on our side of the border. So that's where the contention came from. And those brave young people, as you saw, were able to have rehosted the Liberian flag. And in the process, those Guinean soldiers left. They went, yeah, they left and went back, uh, to their side, and only to know that after they left, the place was vacant. It was vulnerable. By the way, you still have few surveillance around there up to this morning when the Guinea soldiers return, with additional manpower and additional arms as well. And that was actually scary. According to eyewitnesses, they didn't cross to our side of the border, but they were across their side with those weapons, and you have some of them also in the trees as snappers. And my understanding from the commissioner is that the Guineans alleged that they told the Liberians that they don't want to see anyone going across to their side, right? So they were across on the Guinean side, but then they said they didn't want to see anybody from Liberia making an attempt to cross on the side of Guinea, right? So that was when I'm told few of the young people, brave young guys, also still made that attempt. And in the process, that was how one of those soldiers who was in one of the trees, started to fire. And it's as a
Wow.
result of that,
When you are
Lavi,
listening to, mhm.
yeah, who was hit, with the bullet in his leg, he had to be brought at the Foya Boma Hospital. Now, there is this information that, in fact, three persons were shot dead. No, that information is not true. Also, some said two persons shot dead. That's something that is not also true. What happened here was that when this young man in question, the 44-year-old Edward, was hit by that bullet, uh, an elderly woman who was sitting on a commercial motorbike, out of fear, jumped off the back. She fell and also sustained some injury. So it's as a result of that, the two of them were rushed at the Fuya Boma Hospital. I'm told they were firstly attended to, but there were recommendations that they had to be referred. So they already did that referral here to the Tedawin Hospital in Vonjama. Additionally, I'm told the authorities have also asked the administration of Tedawin Hospital to also transfer, to do another referral. So as we speak, they already left Vonjama. They are on their way to Monrovia with this 44-year-old man in question for advanced, medical attention. So that's the situation so far. And if you see back at the scene, of a good number of young people, older people as well, they have all gone back to the border there from Lebanon side. They got cutlasses. Some have the arches in their hands, the digger, sticks, and all of that, right? And their whole plan is, like they said, well, we must protect our land. Nobody coming to take our land from us. So that was how they managed to have gone there. There was no fight, by the way, but they were there and saying that we want to remain here and see who going to cross and come to our side. So they were there until our security apparatus arrived. The LMP officials headed by Nelson Freeman. I'm told he's a deputy for operations. So he has
Yes,
arrived
yes.
there much earlier on today with additional manpower from the LMP and few other security, agency. That's a joint security now. So they were able to have moved there, and as we speak, they are stayed there and monitoring the situation to see if there again going to be any kind of a attempt made by these Guinean soldiers.
But Topa, thank you so much for that in-depth explanation. But I would like to know because I've been seeing around in social media for 2 days that the people of Korea have been complaining. When did this recent incident started officially in terms of day?
Sorry, sorry, you're breaking in a little bit. Just come back, please.
When did this whole thing, this new incident started in Fuya area? Because it's been 2 days plus that I've been hearing and seeing online that the people of Fuya have been at risk. So, and then if you're saying that a security apparatus arrived today, and how long did it take for them to arrive? And this very emergency situation happening in Fuya.
Yeah, so it began since the nine, right? When we started hearing about this, but the actual action actually started on yesterday. But in terms of hearing about, the situation that was on the ninth of this month, and like you talk about the secret apparatus, yes, they arrived today. I'm told there were a few handful of them who went there yesterday, but that was after the Guinean soldiers had already gone back to their side, right? That was when few officers from our end arrived there, and they didn't stay there. By the way, they just observed the terrain a little bit, and they left and came back to Foya. So that was why the place was again vulnerable, and a lot of people think that it was fair enough to have deployed, manpower there. The fact that these guys came and carried on this act and they have gone back, we have AFS soldiers here in Vonjama. So people thought that it was important to maybe give that, command for the soldiers who are here to move in, and they should have slept there last night. Maybe why you have, you having backup to have additional AFL soldiers, or perhaps ERU officers or PSU officers who are also armed. So that didn't happen. Unlike today, when the guys are already gone again, that was when they arrived there, and that's something that the community members are not too happy about. So that fear is what have grabbed the citizens, not just of Sonoma, at the border point, right? So even in Foya City itself, the fear is amongst,
Yes.
uh, yes, the fear is amongst the locals. And not only in Foya, Lofa, there are a lot of poorer borders that we have with Guinea. I'll take you back
So,
to some 2 years ago. I even reported about a situation where the very Guinean soldiers came and crossed the border in Yela. That's in Zozo district.
mm,
They crossed that border in Yela, and and brought down the Liberian flag and hosted theirs. That happened in Yela, and there were some discussions held, diplomatic discussions, by the way, and that noise came down. So this is not something strange. Absolutely, it's not something strange, and that's why people think that, yes, while it is true that we must follow diplomacy, at some point in time we also, yeah, we want to follow diplomacy, but we could fast track the issue. And normally the layman will say, when the iron is hot, that's when you knock it for it to
it's
bend.
time to bend
So
it. So,
absolutely. So yes, the citizens are not against diplomatic approach, but they want, if you are having those kinds of approach, then it means you must be able to fast track it and do it as soon as possible, so that you don't have the situation going off hand, and before coming in. So those are some of the recommendations as we speak. People think that you should have additional AFS soldiers at these border points, right? Because the truth about it is that the Guineans, over the years, that's something I can confirm to you, that they are always claiming that the entire Makona River belongs to them, belongs to Guinea. And so Liberians don't have access to it. Even the kinos on the river that normally people use to cross, those kinos are all owned by Guineans. They don't sleep to the Liberian side of the border. They will operate whole day, and they will have to pack it to the Guinean side of the border, because they said
wow.
they own the water. And that's something that has caught the attention of the locals, like I said. And they are calling on the government to be much more proactive, right? Much more proactive. The international community respect Liberia in terms of diplomacy, as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. So, but that does not also mean that you will just let everything, and because you are a member of it, and then you have
Yeah.
anybody doing anything they want to do to you at any point in time. That's not a good thing, because history tells us that even where you have Masanta today in Guinea was at some point in time part of Liberia. But these guys have been in the habit of pushing, pushing, pushing to the extent that they have reached to where we are right now. So this is not something new. But the core now is that if we are handling it diplomatically, it means we should be able to do it as fast as we can, so that we don't have the situation escalating.
Talk about first, I want to focus on I like all of the explanation before we go to in details to where the security, whether they have failed or whether they need to do more. I want to find out how's the reaction of the citizens of that side of the country currently. Are they living in fear, or right now are they calm? Even though they did their best on yesterday to reclaim their land, but with the current situation, with the shooting and all of that, when you're shooting across somebody's border, it means it's an attempt for war or crisis. And Liberia is so full of diplomacy, waiting to solve it in whatever way. I just want to know how's the citizens on that side of the country currently.
The citizens are in fear. Yes, they are in fear on a very serious note because they know exactly who these Guineans are, right? The current government in Guinea. It tells you this is a military leader that overthrew a certain president, right? And my understanding is that he even did some amendment of the current constitution so that it would have fit him to win election, and that was done, and he won the election. So he's a military leader. Aside from that, even the ordinary Guineans are people who are very aggressive, by the way. So the citizens on this side of the border, they are actually in fear. Like I said, we saw huge number of them leaving Solomba, coming towards Foya. And equally so, we've got reports that it's not just the Solomba end, but even other towns that are also having that kind of a close proximity, they are also taking precautions, meaning they are packing some of their things to come towards the Foya side. So in terms of the current situation amongst the locals is not encouraging, is scaring to the extent that today we saw students not today, but yesterday when that situation occurred, we saw students running home. I'm sure school administrations might have asked them to go home and be with their parents so that they don't get hurt or scattered. So it's a serious situation. The citizens are in panic as we speak, and that's why they are calling for more security apparatus from the government. It necessarily don't have to be limited to the AFL, but members of the joint security, you got LRS, you got the LDEA, they just have to be blended, but have an increased number of them at these areas. People think that if you have your security posted there, for instance, with their weapon as well, even if the Guineans come back, say for tomorrow, they will have some sort of fear in them. But for the fact that if they come back tomorrow and again only bother with these young people who have cutlasses, who have shovels in their hands, who have few of them got single barrel guns, it means we might just see a reoccurrence of what happened today. So they need to have
Of
more
course.
securities. They need to have more securities, in, assigned to that particular point, including other, crossing points cannot be overly emphasized. That's the core right now we're getting from across the locals, across not just in Foya, but across Lofa as a whole.
And another thing, took my you like I just wanted to give the viewers and listeners the picture of how those entries look like. Are they border points that are set as the border point in Ganta, where what is called the official border point from Guinea to Liberia? Or those are just points where people just cross from one country to another to transact business. Are there points where we have our immigration on the other side? And because you're talking about three border points in Lofa County that are linked with Guinea, and we know about the one in Ganta that I've been thinking is the official bullet point. So, are there other security apparatus assigned to these bullet points regularly, like how it is in Ganta?
So the Sonoma border point is an official crossing point. A very commercial area. A lot of people use that route, like you said, for business transaction. It's an official one. So you've got members of the joint security assigned there. But again, they are not in huge numbers, by the way. And in terms of describing the border, it varies. At that very crossing point, you will see that the river there is a little wider, and so
Mhm.
you will have to use the canoe to make a cross. Now, apart from that point, there are other areas that we got boundaries and we don't have water, just dry land. So somebody can just easily walk over, go the other way around. The intermarriages thing, inter farming activities
Mm,
have all been coming to play. Sometimes you find Guineans coming across this side for farming. Sometimes you find our people going across for farming. They have had relationships, they both ways. They've got children and all of that. So the crossing points are actually varied, but you'll come to realize that the unofficial crossing points are more than the official ones. Yes, that's what happening
okay.
to us. The unofficial ones are indeed more than the ones that are officially open, and then you have securities assigned there. The next thing to that, if you cross to the Guinean side, I've gone that way several times. You come to realize that at most of these crossing points on the Guinean side, they got a military barracks. They have military barracks.
Wow.
So it's not just a kind of a small boot where you have 4 or 5 officers. No, they've got military barracks at those official crossing points, right? But for us, that's a different ball game. It's a different thing completely. If you come to our side, you're going to see one makeshift structure where you have three,
Mm,
4 or 5 officers who will even have to leave when it gets dark. They will leave and come to the town and pass the night. So you know what's happening over there when you are not there. But again, you cannot hold them to be in the open. Their life is
mm,
also involved. They need to be safe. So you will have them leaving the border point when it is dark so that they come and have rest. The next morning they go back. Unlike on the Guinean side, like I said, you will see military barracks being erected
yeah.
for those officers to be there with their weapons and other things. And that's why people are recommending that look, at the current situation, in fact, we should not be seeing police running there. We want to see the AFL running there because they are armed. We want to see the PSU officers
Of
going there
course.
instead of the ordinary police who just going to go there with a notepad and a pen, and as if you are taking records on an accident or that have occurred. But we want to see people who got the arms to be sent there, and they even want the AFLs to be assigned to those points. Let's do it like they've done theirs, where you have people with weapons assigned to the Guinean
Mm,
side.
mm,
We can do likewise. We can build these structures, up to these structures that can host our security apparatus so that they become more vigilant on that on the work, instead of having them in those kinds of makeshift structures, leaking on them and everything, that they will have to leave the entry point because of their own safety as well. So that's
yeah.
that's the situation we have, and that's the call that our people are sending out. Look, we want the AFL soldiers who are armed to be assigned to these border points. We should not just leave it with the immigration that don't have arm. With the police officers who are also not armed. Is that a safe thing for us? Guinea quite recently did similar thing to Sierra Leone about a month ago. You follow
Yes,
the international
I get
wire.
that.
They have had
I
similar
mean, I
situation with
remember.
with Sierra Leone. So why would they want to always be in these kinds of engagements? If it is not Liberia today, it's Sierra Leone, and tomorrow, and it's not a good thing. That's why people think that the government should be able to recruit more men, right? Recruit more men, and make sure that you have the AFL assigned to those border points with their arm and ammunition and everything, so that they are posted there, so that just in case if we had them over there, I'm very sure when those guys came back today, they wouldn't have gone that far. But the place
This
was
way,
actually
I
vacant.
mean,
The place was vacant. You only have few surveillance there at that time. So that also, gave them the leverage to do what it did. So it's just by God's sake. What if that bullet would have touched this guy on his head? What if it
on
would
his
have touched
head.
him in his chest? Meaning we're talking about
But
dead body right now, right?
of course,
So so so
and
so
Papa, the fact that another country will shoot a gunshot across your country by a
mhm,
snapper, it
mhm.
is a serious, serious, serious issue. That's
Very
a
serious
starter plane.
security issue.
That's a very serious issue. And Liberia is still sitting down thinking about handling it through diplomacy and not trying to protect their citizens. The first thing, we should not have any polar point open at a place where we don't have immigration, AFL serious, where it is not a legal polar point, it should be closed.
It
That's
should.
the first thing.
Yes. Yeah. And those are
It has
additional
placed the
recommendations.
citizens
We
at
can
risk.
yes, we can temporarily close these borders for now. Let's close them for now and see how this issue can be amicably resolved. Or else, if we just do it from the surface in the next 1 or 2 months, or perhaps 1 year from now, we still have a reoccurrence of it. So let
Of
those
course,
borders, those are some of the recommendations, have those borders temporarily closed and then go into resolving this situation.
Toba, you people are there running viral morning shows and evening shows and making sure that the public is safe in Lofa area. Has there been any word from the government or from your caucus, legislative caucus, or from the superintendent or the commissioner of that particular area? Has there been any word to the citizen?
Well, to date, I saw a write out on the page of District 1 representative and also the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Thomas Fala, calling for calm, condemning the situation, and assuring the public that the government, headed by Ambassador Joseph Wakai, is doing all it can to make sure that the situation is resolved once and for all. Apart from that social media post from Honorable Fala, I haven't accessed any other of the lawmakers coming up with maybe a kind of a social media engagement or perhaps local media engagements. I haven't heard it. If they have done it, it means I didn't hear it, and that's something that the people are also not too happy about because it's part of the reasons why they were elected. Is those are some of the reasons why
Of
the
course,
people employed them, right? And people were very agitated on yesterday. There was this rate of arrest out for the finance minister in terms of benefit for lawmakers. So a lot of people weren't happy about that action. They said you got your citizens who are at hard risks. You got your citizens who are at
of
hard
course.
risks. The country in fact is at risks, and you're not thinking about that.
Exactly.
You're not running to talk to solve that. You're running behind finance minister to say that your benefits or what have not been paid. And so people have taken exception to that. They think that the legislature should be able to do more, and maybe pause that situation for now and focus on this. This
And
is
focus
a
on the security
national
issue.
security concern. This is a national security implication and must be
If
given,
I may ask,
urgent, must be given urgent attention.
attention, of course. If I may ask, who is the representative of that district? Eh,
Well, District 1 is represented by Honorable Thomas Farah, and also, he's a deputy speaker as well. District 1,
Okay.
and got District 2 with Honorable Judy Fatoma Wia. There are also some other points in District 3 where you got Honorable Sefak Boto, in District 4 here as well, Honorable Gizi Collins. There are crossing points, by the way, in District 5 as well. So, all of the districts here, by the way, have got some kind of a
Yeah,
crossing
it should
point.
concern them.
Yes, that's what it is. And people think that, like you made mention, if it cannot be individual lawmaker, it could be an official statement from the caucus as a whole. They could do it, but like I said, with the exception of what I saw, the readout I saw on the page of the deputy speaker, who is District 1 representative, I haven't come across any other one. If they've done it, it means I have not accessed it.
But since you people are doing the viral morning talk shows or viral radio stations there in the county, I'd like to know, have you people been able to contact all of them personally, any of them personally on your morning show to speak to the issue, and also including the superintendent? Have you people been able to contact any of them? Have they made themselves available
So
to
the
any call from
superintendent,
any radio station?
they the superintendent actually talked about it quite recently, just before his departure. As we speak, he's in Monrovia. We spoke yesterday. He said he was in Monrovia, but even before his departure, yes, he was. He had an engagement with Radio Kintoma here in Vonjama. He made an appearance, and there just before his departure, and we've also sent out invite, like you said, we've already sent out invite to these of our lawmakers to see
Mm,
how we can, maybe tomorrow morning we have a breakfast show. Those of them who will respond to our invite, of course, we will hear from them tomorrow. If we can have all of them, we'll be happy to talk to all of them. And if we cannot have all, but whoever that will avail themselves, we'll be able to speak to that person, and we know exactly what have they planned, what actions, have they put to place. What are they what are they thinking? How can they get involved to make sure that there are people who employ them, are
mm,
ably represented.
mm. Oh, let's hold you there for a minute and go to the studio, and our number to join this conversation on WhatsApp is on the screen. You are about to see Samja TV official number to join this conversation is on the screen. You can also make a point on YouTube or on Facebook on the Samja TV stream or page. And if you want to ask our guest and my colleague who is residing in Lofa County, for Jema, he is the radio station manager of Radio Ketuma, and you have heard details of what he's saying concerning this very important emergency issue that Liberia is currently facing with Guinea. If you want to make a contribution, you want to ask him a question, say he's on that side. Please look at the stream, our number, the studio. Please put the number on the stream. You can use that number via WhatsApp or maybe send your text message to Facebook or YouTube on Samtra TV, and then we will address it. We will take extra 10 minutes of our time to address your concerns, if that is, if you have any. The number is shown on the screen right there, and you can use it through WhatsApp, or you can send your comment or question to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel where we can access it, and then Mr. Tanu can respond to you if you are concerned about the situation in Lofa. But this is a national concern. We are part of the Mano River Union. We, the Guineans, Sierra Leoneans, and we follow them attacking Sierra Leone a few months ago or a month or two ago. Today it has hit Liberia. What does this mean for the Mano River Union? What does this mean for the real? What kind of tie do we still maintain with a country who is now attacking Anglophone countries that are part of the EU? So, but what do you think could be could be the outcome if there is a call through the Mano River Union where we are all part of? What do you think? Do you think this decision of the Guineans or the Guinean soldier is from the higher up, because we just attended the inauguration of the president who changed the constitution to fit him into democracy instead of military. Liberia was represented, and the Mano River Union is a union that was established 5 years ago, far beyond in the 80s or the 70s, and today this union should be having a connection, a relationship. But with this, not only crossing to plant your stool, your flag up, but to go to the extent where you have to shoot across from one country. What does that mean, Toba?
So like you made mention, right? That's $1 million question for the Mano River. And, as an organization to tell us what's their stand. When these kinds of things are coming, like we say, it's not just about Liberia. Quite recently, it was Sierra Leone. Now it's Liberia, and with Liberia, it's not even the first, not the second time. It's something that has been happening time immemorial, right? So in terms of whether the higher ups are in the know, I want to believe so. I want to believe so. I'm not sure if the guys, for the fact that maybe they are in Masanta or towards us, meaning they will act outside, of instructions. I want to
Mm,
believe that the higher ups from the Guinean side, of course, I didn't know of what's happening, and so, like we earlier on talk about the issue of diplomacy. That's when now the citizens think that our government, yes, since they want to be diplomatic, yes, they can go ahead, but do it as fast as possible, and not on the surface. We don't want to see a kind of a cow poo friendship. On top is dry
mhm,
and beneath
mhm.
is very wet, right? So people want the leaders of these two countries, by the way, like you talk about the Manuel Union, to also step in and go to the bottom of this and have this resolved once and for all. Because we all know, growing up, we were born here, growing up, as far as we are concerned, is that Makona River is the boundary. That what
Okay.
we've learned, that what we know of. So for the Guineans to always say no, the boundary is beyond the river towards our side is something that needs to be looked at in totality. People don't want it to be handled on the surface, like I said, right? So the two government will have to get engaged from the higher ups, like you made mention. They must engage from the higher ups and know exactly what the situation is. What's the mean route? If we cannot, if we cannot be able to establish the mean route down there of this situation, we might just play around it.
Mm,
It slows down, and we forget about ourselves in the next 1 year or perhaps few months. Then you see Saria went out of Carindo. Then you see a reoccurrence
yeah,
of the situation. So that's why people think that no, we should not talk about this on the surface. Let's go down to the bottom of it, because the higher ups are into it. They are in the know. There is absolutely no way that you have these guys behaving or carrying out the kind of operation without the approval or without the knowledge of the central government there in Guinea.
that's a good point right there. And we, if Sarah Lynn was a victim and we are a victim, then who runs the Mano River here? Who calls this
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah,
Who discuss these issues? Because they are all very troubling issues. We have never fought country war before. We Liberians have never fought country to country war before. We don't know how to do it. We need to act fast. The government needs to act fast. Our citizens, our friends in Lofa County are currently in dangerous zone. Liberia should not sit down for somebody to shoot gun from their country to the country. From country to country is dangerous. I see them coming across to put a flag up and we resisting. That's good. But country to country to shoot across into somebody's land, it is scary. It is high class security issue, and our people here should not take it for granted. Our people here should not take it
absolutely,
for granted.
absolutely.
This
They
is
should not be
just
taken for granted.
yeah. This is just the first one of what we would be talking about. We will continue to talk about it. We will join our brother for any update. We call Patano for any update. Anything that will come out of it between now and on Saturday, we have a special show to discuss it, just in case if Liberia has made progress or if a disadvantage or the disadvantage from Guinea persists. We're going to have a regular show on it until we can make sure that Liberia stands up. The international community, the ECOWAS, the boundary you all come in and see how we can to resolve this issue. We know it may have some diplomatic attachment, but we also should be concerned about the citizens of Lofa County.
Yes, sure,
But
sure.
Tukwan, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Inside Liberia. If you have any party statement, we'll take it and we can trust us that we will continue to follow up on you because you're one of the veteran journalists over there, and we know that all information you are giving is true because you've been doing this for a very long time.
Yes, sure, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, thank you. I will always be on the standby. You can reach out, don't hesitate. And that's why even locally we've asked our colleagues to be much more professional. This is a conflict sensitive situation. It's a hard news. It's not a it's not a bread and butter news where someone is dedicating hand pump,
Mhm.
right? So this is a conflict sensitive situation that we have to be handled with care. So we cannot put our emotions, into our
Yeah.
reports and all of that. But we must be objective, right? So that we don't we would not want our report to exacerbate the issue, right? We would not want to do a report that will cause more chaos. No, we don't want to do that.
Mhm.
So that's why we think that all of our colleagues who are flagging, this is not about breaking news. I think it's going deeper into it, getting all sides and bringing the rightful picture out to the rest of the world.
Thank you so much for joining us on Samja TV tonight. We are happy to have you in our studio and telling us rightful stories and the insight of what has occurred in Lofa County and that is still going on. We look forward to a wonderful collaboration until we can continue to propagate this issue until it is settled. Liberia is not just a farm; it's a country, and we must be respected as citizens of this country. Thank you to Matano. We will
You
we will
you
always
most
look
welcome.
forward to seeing you. Thank
You
you.
most welcome.
Okay, studio, this is how we like to draw down the curtains on IMSA Liberia tonight. We've gone 1 hour, 1 minute, 29 seconds, and we just want to applaud a veteran journalist. He's been working in Lofa County. In fact, all he became a journalist in Lofa, but will not propagate issues that are not true because he has been an award-winning journalist. Those things are happening. Liberian needs to focus on themselves this time around, focus on the citizens, and make sure that we look. The thing about it is clear. We are talking about Lofa, but we don't know. We don't know all the illegal crossing those people been doing. We don't know how far they are. Have the immigration, not the immigration, have the NSA checked the development open situation? Have we checked that? Have we considered the report from the chiefs and elder from Bon County from the town? Have we enforced the law on the Fulani national security? Do they have a nation that they have national security? NSA should be our own national security. But look at those things are happening. Those are all coincidence. And then in the morning, you wake up, somebody cross their own border and come to the next country to say they will plant a flag there by force. The next thing, they put snapper in the trees to start shooting people from across. Don't you see the signs on the wall, Liberia? The government, don't you see the signs on the wall? And know that Liberia deserves better. We are going to update you regularly about the security issues that concerns Lofa County, not only Lofa but Liberia. We're going to follow up, continue to follow up on this issue that is happening right now. We're going to follow up to the very end and we'll bring you play by play as we get information from Lofa County. My name is Vivian Cook. I'm a Liberian journalist and I'm your host of Inside Liberia on Samtra TV. Join us when we shall call you again and let's discuss these issues and let us bring it to light and let's educate you about what's happening in our one nation. This is this is all we have, and Liberia is bigger than all of us, despite our personal differences. God bless you. Good night. Have a wonderful evening.
And be inspired. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central.